Hello there, well, we're in the Stadio Galliani here with Don Howe and the rest of the crew. Don, a magnificent afternoon here. The temperature's up around 75 degrees and the whole town seems to have come alive. It's normally quite a sleepy burg, but the visit to Juventus is always something special.
Yeah, well, obviously they're behind their team. They need the points today. They want to stay in that Serie A in Italian football.
Juventus, a team that already have their UEFA place for next season locked up, but I don't think there's any question that they individually, Trapattoni, Vialli, their coaches and players, with points still to prove, even at this late stage in the season.
Well, they'll go. I'm absolutely certain the Juventus are not coming here for a draw or even to give the game to Piacenza. I mean, they'll give their best. They want to finish the season on a high note, especially Trapattoni, because he's leaving the club.
You're something on all things German, the Bundesliga, etc. How do you see Trapp's future at Bayern Munich?
I don't know, perhaps he needs the challenge. You know, he's done a lot in Italian football. He did well at Juventus early on, then he went to Inter Milan and did very well. Now he's back at Juventus. Perhaps he needs a different challenge. Perhaps Bayern Munich will get the best out of him. OK,
well, this probably, almost certainly, apparently from the reports, Trapattoni's penultimate game for Juve. Let's see what his side can do. Let's see what Piacenza can do in the company of our commentators, Joe Jordan and Peter Brackley.
Thank you, James. Good afternoon, everyone. And for the faithful who've followed the varying fortunes of little Piacenza down the years, this then is a day to savour. Along with the appearance here of Milan, this is the fixture that Piacenza fans will have waited for more eagerly than any other. Juventus parading their glittering array of superstars in a Serie A match in the Galliano Stadium. Will it be the first and last time for at least a season? Well, the odds are certainly stacked against Piacenza, extending their top-flight tenure with the trip, remember, to Parma, winding up their programme. But as their coach has been saying, they were expecting to be in this position in the last few weeks of the season and are now fighting for their lives. Well, the recent return after injury of their main striker and captain Toto De Vitis has strengthened Piacenza's survival prospects, but they've lost another forward today. Turini is out through suspension. Moretti, the idol of the Piacenza fans, is their answer to Roberto Baggio. Like the Juventus star, he also wears the number 10 shirt. This in a side that's endured this inaugural season in Serie A without the acquisition of any foreign stars. Well, 4 wins in the last 5 Serie A matches. Juventus are clear favourites for second place now behind Milan and haven't lost away since mid-December at Lazio. Last week's hero, Vialli, keeps the number 9 shirt ahead of Ravanelli. And at the back, the Brazilian Julio Cesar continues his comeback after long-term injury. Dino Baggio is still out injured, so there's a place in midfield again for Marocchi. A near-capacity crowd in the stadium wondering if Piacenza then can rise to the occasion, as indeed they have already in this historic season for the club. Milan certainly can testify to that, beaten by them in the Italian Cup. And among Piacenza's home league successes this season, wins over Sampdoria, Inter and Roma. Only 2 defeats have been suffered on this ground by Piacenza this term in the league. And victory over Juventus would surpass any of their previous home league wins and keep alive their hopes of staying up. Well, the atmosphere really building here. Today's referee, Loris Stafoggia from Pesaro. First time he's taken charge of a Piacenza game. And the coach has been fairly critical of referees in recent games, so he may be wondering what he's let himself in for. Joe Jordan alongside me, your thoughts on the prospects for this game?
Well, it's a very interesting encounter. As you mentioned, Piacenza, they've come into Serie A for the first time in their history. And I think their objective was certainly being in the position that they're in at the moment is to survive. It's the penultimate game. They have one of the big boys here, and I think all last season when they were actually trying to get promotion to Serie A, this is one of the dreams that the fans would have, and also the players. And here they have Juventus here. They most certainly have to get points, whether 1 or 2, will certainly 2 would be a massive boost for their chances. Also coming into the equation is the fact how Juventus approach the game. You have the 2 teams, all the stars. You can look in the Juventus jerseys, but I think the game will depend on how their attitude is. I mean, they're second in the league. They can finish second, so it's a matter of pride from their point of view. But for Piacenza, what we have is for their survival.
Well, we saw there Trapattoni down on the bench, and he'll certainly be wanting to finish on a high note. He looked pretty wound up there. Heading off in for Bayern Munich. Seems pretty certain now. And Possibly Jürgen Kohler will be going back to Bayern as well, the Juventus German international defender. But Andy Müller, the other German in the side, who had been linked with a possible move back to Germany, nothing definite there either yet. Also possibly a move for him to PSV Eindhoven. That's been mentioned in dispatches as well. Juventus then who kick off, attacking the goal to our left. This is Conte, one of 4 Juventus players called up by Arrigo Sacchi, the Italian coach, for his World Cup shortlist of 31. But Vialli has not made that selection. What about that, Joe?
Well, it's a surprise. I know that Vialli has been out for the majority of the season, but you think a player of his ability and reputation, I think he could have waited a little bit longer to give him an opportunity to prove himself as he did last week.
In by Delivio, who had a marvellous game in that thrashing of Lazio. Down the right side for Juventus, of course, Delivio. Kohler's challenge with De Vitis, who certainly is a key man in the Piacenza side, an experienced striker, De Vitis, and they have missed him so much during this campaign. He had a long spell out through injury, and he'd only returned a couple of weeks ago. Roberto Baggio. Torricelli. Dangerous ball into with Vialli lurking. A hat-trick for Vialli last week. Really looked on top of his game, having had the disappointment of 2 serious injuries to his foot that he's had to fight his way back from. Jacobelli, who's replacing Torrini out through suspension. This is Piovani, lively player up front alongside De Vitis. Rucci, the sweeper. Supa. Julio Cesar with the clearance then by Juventus. The referee's brought play back for a free kick to Piacenza. Getting great encouragement here from the home crowd. Little foul by Roberto Baggio. Giorgio Papayas, another important player for Piacenza, plenty of experience. Leaving the free kick here though for Carinante. Or is he? The referee just ushering that 2-man wall a little further back. And here is Papayas to curl the ball over. Out by Marocchi. It goes Makopi. He'll certainly be sent forward by Piacenza on the set pieces. Delivio now for Juventus. 6 points behind Milan at the top. Vialli's ball in, and it was Supa. Maybe living a little dangerously in his own penalty box there. Bologna. It's Carinante, former Napoli defender. Now Marcopi. This is Supa, who's been something of a fixture in the Piacenza side over the past 2 seasons. Julio Cesar, who's had such a long spell out through injuries, 2 broken legs he's suffered, and he's played only a handful of games over the past 2 seasons. Big, strong and obdurate defender who returned to the side last week and keeping his place today as he battles back to match fitness.
I think you can see already, Peter, that Piacenza, they are a team that can knock a ball about. They play it nice and short, nice, neat and tidy. I think their problem has been this season is their lack of goals.
Well, they're pressing for one here. Piovani, good intervention though by Torricelli, who's had such an outstanding season for Juventus. He was rested last week but brought back today. Has filled a variety of roles at the back, Torricelli, mainly a sweeper. But And he'll be a marker today with Julio Cesar back in the side. Makopi. Super. Viali. Julio Cesar. Coolly away. Torricelli. Viali's pass. Baggio held back for it though. Now De Vitis. He's a powerful striker. They forced him out wide though. Piovani's little ball in, and it comes off Cola for a corner to Piacenza. Fourth from bottom in Serie A, and battling to stay up for another season at least. Moretti to take the corner. The darling of the Piacenza fans. Now this is promising. Conte to Marocchi. Marocchi again, on to Baggio. Now Delivio. He does give good balance to this Juventus side. Now the industry of Conte. Mola. Linking with Viali. Jacobelli with the challenge. Torricelli. Threaded on for Baggio. Mola was in sharply. Torricelli again. Marocchi's forward pass, picking out Baggio. Trying to wriggle past the tackle of Super, and Piovani helping out. And it's a goal kick to Piacenza. Baggio has been playing with a damaged knee for some time now. An injury that might even threaten his World Cup place.
I think one of the things that most frighten the Piacenza team is if all the amount of possession they could have in this particular game is when you look at the names that Juventus have up front in Viali and the support that he has, and people like Robert Biagio, that no matter how much you have possession of the ball, that it just takes one break, which they're so good at, can result in a goal. And that must be at the back of their mind all the time, with the game being so vital to them and the points at stake.
Very tight defensively, Juventus. Second best record behind Milan. 25 goals conceded this season by Trapattoni's side. Milan, of course, have let in just 14. Another goalless draw for them this weekend. They've already played their match against Cagliari.
A little chat there, Delivio, you mentioned there, Peter, about the balance he gives. He's not the most spectacular player, but I think we seen last week another side, other than in the work rate that he's put in nearly all season. I think he has got better as the seasons went on, but he does give the balance. You know, you have players of the quality we've already mentioned. Delivio, he gives that balance that the team needs.
There's Moretti, out by the towering figure of Julio Cesar. Piacenza have won only one of their last 9 games. It did seem around February time that they were fairly safe, around mid-table. They've lost their way a little bit recently. And they certainly need a result today to announce their prospects of staying up. Pasquale Super, his second season with the club, having moved from a second division side. Doesn't actually score for a couple of terms, Super. Didn't look like doing so there either. Well, he's certainly fired up, Trapattoni.
Well, you can certainly see from his situation there that he's not letting up at all. He's not letting his players drop one degree. He wants to. He's got 2 more games. It's reputed he's going to Bayern Munich. He's got 2 more games left, and he wants to finish in a high note. And he's not letting his players give it in less than 100%.
That's exactly what Viali is giving here. His first ever Serie A hat-trick last week. He was, of course, leading goal scorer in the top flight when Sampdoria won the championship 3 years ago. De Vitis with the layoff. Here's Moretti. Little buzz of anticipation around the ground when he has the ball. Julio Cesar heads it clear though. Finds Merla. Opportunity to reveal his pace, but failing to link up with Roberto Baggio. Baggio currently the third highest scorer in Serie A, behind Signori and Zola. Signori on 21, Zola 18, Baggio on 17. Jacobelli. Now Supa. Here's Piovani. Julio Cesar very strongly, and then with the tackle on De Vitis. Here's Conte. Darnicelli. Juventus with just one defeat in their last 17 league games, and that against Milan. Vialli intelligently finding Merla. He's got some space to work in here. Delivio's gone sprinting through the middle. Baggio has pulled out wide. This is Baggio. Cross-drilled over. Merla. Vialli lurking in the middle, and Marcopi with the clearance. Napais tumbled by Delivio.
That was a good little move there from Juventus, Pierre. They constructed it with 4 or 5 passes. I think it was just a bit unfortunate there that no one was following up for the lay back. I think it was Muller that actually pulled it back, and it could have been a chance.
On by Jacobelli. Now De Vitis. Just too long there for Moretti. Daniele Moretti, first play for the club as a 16-year-old. So far, not really extending Peruzzi in the Juventus goal. The man who seems to be favourite now for the third goalkeeping jersey in the Italian World Cup finals squad. Behind Pagliuca and Marchegiani. Now long Vialli. Those goals last week were actually Vialli's first of the season. He's missed so much of it through injury. Here he is now. Marocchi. Fortunato with the cross. Dealt with though by Piovani here. Now seeking out De Vitis. Cola right there with him. He's held it up well. Piovani. And Marocchi had to clear for the corner.
Piovani's ball nearly became a good one there. He mishit it, but there was a predator there in De Vitis. He's just followed in, as we see, and he was nearly onto it, and it was just a clearance. It must have been offside, I think.
Yes, it was offside, but promising nonetheless for Piacenza. Vialli. Baggio up in support. But again, they've defended well enough, Piacenza. Papais. Papais again. They do play neat and tidy football, Piacenza. So far with not quite enough thrust up front to unsettle Juventus. But here's Piovani, who certainly has been bubbling. Jacobelli. And the header, well, flashing well over the bar.
The manner in which Piacenza up to now are playing is really, it is neat and tidy, and it's reasonably attractive as well. It's good football, but I think it's something that Juventus will take and absorb all day. They're a team that they'll get behind the ball, They have players with experience, and then the main thing, they've got players up front that when it comes to them, they can create and also finish.
Baggio. Playing though to combine with Vialli. Just showing the first goal of the day, scored by Udinese, one of the other relegation candidates. At home to Cremonese. Udinese 1, Cremonese 0. And Borgonovo, who we saw last week, score against Milan, of course, has struck again today. Very important game that is, down at the bottom of the table. Super. Well, the shot got through, but far too tame from Moretti. Baggio tackling with Bologna. Yes, Super. Giovanni looking for De Vitis. Gola so composed at the back. Conte now. Here's Möller. Now Torricelli breaking from the back. And with purpose too, but get the final pass. Not good enough. But Don Howe, watching this game with us, what have you made of Piacenza's start to the match?
They've started quite well. In fact, they've given Juventus a lot of tactical problems, mainly through Moretti. I mean, Trapattoni's been on his feet all the time. First of all, Moretti went to the left wing and Torricelli picked him up. Then he moved back inside, then Conte had to pick him up. And all the Juventus players have been doing is looking over to the bench saying, who's got to pick this player up? So they are giving them a few tactical problems.
And a problem there for Carinante, who was set crashing to the ground by Möller. Piovani. This is Moretti, who's now drifted out to the right. De Vitis is lurking through the middle. Fortunato, who's come in for a bit of criticism lately, Fortunato, from the Juventus fans. Started the season with so much promise, but he's rather fallen away, although in fairness to him, he has been plagued by injuries during the campaign.
Fortunato, I think at his previous club, he was given a position where he could maybe venture forth a lot more than he does here, and I think the characteristics of the player is that he is more of an offensive player. He can go up, he can beat players, and he can get crosses, and at the moment I think he's really related to just staying back and maybe against his natural instincts.
Here's Delivio now for Juventus. Möller. Julio Cesar. This is Cola. Venturing a long way forward, still Cola. Now De Vitis. The touch off was too casual though. Now of another goal. It's for Atalanta away to Genoa. Atalanta, who've already been relegated, of course, and they're a goal up away to Genoa. Salrini, the scorer. Genoa still in a bit of bother down near the wrong end of the table. In fact, just a couple of places above Piacenza. Jacobelli. Seem to be going nowhere. And now here's Baggio on the break. Möllers pace taking him clear. But again, the move breaking down, disappointingly for Juventus. They've actually had just 3 away wins this season in the league, but they've only lost 3 as well, and haven't been beaten away, as I mentioned earlier, since December. Now De Vitis. Cola's bad header, and it's been punished. Moretti. No. It's been disallowed.
I think he's given a freak against De Vitis there, and I think that's very harsh. I think you look at the challenge here. I think you have De Vitis and Kruller tussling for a ball. He's backing into him, but I think it's 6 and 2 threes, really. I don't see any infringement there at all, and that was a marvellous finish. I think that was a valid goal.
Well, maybe here's a chance at the other end developing for Vialli. But Piacenza survive, and the home fans showing their derision now. They thought it was a good goal. The referee presumably penalising De Vitus for his challenge on Jurgen Kohler. It was a rare mistake by the German international. He certainly looked to be off balance. Nonetheless, it was finished in style by Moretti. And a real disappointment for Piacenza. Here's Fortunato. Out by Pais. It was certainly a scare for Juve. Frustration for Piacenza. On by Torricelli. Almost at the halfway point in the first half. Rucci. Piovani with Fortunato. Now, what can Piovani build here? He's given it away, though, to Marocchi. Muller. Conte. This is Delivio. Vialli, down for Baggio. Could be danger here. Good run then by Marocchi and by Vialli here, but Marocchi offside.
That was a nice little ball there played by Baggio there, and a smash run by Marocchi. It's just unfortunate that the knockdown wasn't in the path of Vialli.
Piovani. This is Supa. Now Jacobelli with Papais. Broken up though by Marocchi, who does a good steady job for Juventus, filling in really for Dino Baggio, still out injured. Delivio now. The home crowd again showing their frustration. Piacenza desperate to win this game. Fouled on Delivio by Carinante.
I think we've seen there a little incident there with Dino Baggio, with Roberto Baggio, where we have a player whose temperament is unquestionable. I mean, he's got a marvellous temperament, but I think in that incident there, I think he did show a little bit of aggression. I think he has been having a problem with his ankle, and obviously it's the last thing he wants to get another whack on it, and he has been the target on 1 or 2 occasions so far.
It's Baggio's free kick now. No problem for Massimo Taibi. Very highly rated goalkeeper in Serie A, despite Piacenza's plight. Down near the foot of the table. Hasn't missed a game for 3 seasons now, Taibi. Piovani. Time for Kohler. Delivio, who will certainly have relished playing so well against Lazio last week as a former Roma youth team player, Lazio's great rivals. Vialli has won the corner. And while we wait for the kick, news that Napoli have taken the lead at home to Parma. Napoli 1, Parma 0. Napoli pushing for a European place. Parma, of course, through to play Arsenal in the European Cup Winners' Cup final. Here's Merla then with the corner. Kohler's challenge to no avail. Piovani, he's been impressive so far. Supa. And Juventus certainly know they have a match on their hands. Delivio. Bologna's header down. Certainly their coach Luigi Cagni will settle for nothing less than 100% from his players. He's a bit of a taskmaster. Known as the hammer by his players for his tough approach. And he demands very high standards of his team, off and on the field. A bit like Joe Jordan at Stoke. Here's Vialli.
I think when you've had a team like Piacenza who have come up a division, Peter, and there is, although it hasn't been demonstrated too widely today, there is a gulf in the class and the ability of the players. And really the only way that a team like this can survive is by their work rate. Not only the work rate, but I mean they're showing a lot of nice touches, a lot of nice football. But unless they give that work rate, they would have no chance of surviving in this division at all.
Well, Conte was prepared to show there how hard he could work. Here he is now. Conte, who won the ball back for Juventus, and seems to have won over the support of Arrigo Sacchi. He's featured in most of the get-togethers from the Italian squad without actually playing this season, and is in this latest list of 31 named by Sacchi in readiness for the World Cup finals. Missing from that list, incidentally, Mancini of Sampdoria, who says he's not prepared to be available. He's had enough of not being a first choice. Really, he's been in the queue behind Roberto Baggio, maybe also Zola now. Jacobelli for Piacenza. Here's Piovani. Who scored that memorable goal, Piovani, that knocked Milan out of the Italian Cup. De Vitis. Turn well enough. The ball in for Super. And tipped over the bar by Peruzzi. Well, Super got forward so well there. And very nearly finished off a smart piece of approach play by Piacenza.
But De Vitis here, who's known with the goal scorer, he is the man who assisted in this. And actually, I think it came off Super's shoulder, but that was a great chance.
Another test here for Peruzzi, but again, he's equal to it.
I think really if the roles had been reversed there, I think that would have been 1-0 for Piacenza. I think a player with De Vitis' goal-scoring record, I mean, he's been scoring goals. I know it's been in Serie B, but he's been scoring goals in Serie B for season after season. He would have stuck that one away. It was a great ball.
It's outstanding awareness shown by De Vitis to find Super. But Super certainly not a man renowned for his goal scoring, as I was mentioning earlier on. He's got a couple of seasons without one now. But one or two anxious moments in this first half for Juventus. Here's the Livio now. Trying his luck down the Juve left. Outmaneuver though by Piovani. Nothing wrong with his commitment. And held back then clearly by Fortunato. Piovani. Again, the flick on has only just gone wide. And they are certainly extending Juventus now. And this is the man causing a lot of problems, De Vitis. He's only got the one goal in this campaign, but that's really down to injuries. He's hardly played. But for the last two seasons, he was the second highest scorer in Serie B. Total of 36 goals over two campaigns. Piovani. 4 up in this attack, still Piovani. And there was Conte again with the interception. Merla. This is where they can be so menacing now, Juventus. Here's Baggio. Vialli ahead of him. Still Baggio. Linking now with Conte. Marocchi. On by De Livio. Vialli. And a foul by Jacobelli.
Held possession well there, Juventus, just waiting, probing, waiting for the opening, and has resulted in a free kick being given away by Piacenza, what I would consider a pretty dangerous area with the people like we have there, Baggio on the ball and Vialli. I mean, they have scored goals and created danger, and I think this is a moment that's preoccupying the goalkeeper here.
Well, he'll certainly know all about Roberto Baggio, the most prolific marksman currently playing in Serie A. And so lethal on these free kicks. Here's Baggio now. Well, close enough. Just taking a bounce there almost in front of the goalkeeper. Pais. Another goal has been scored by Udinese in that other vital match affecting the relegation issues. Udinese now 2 up against Cremonese, and it's their Italian under-21 international Rossito who's got the second goal. And Genoa have equalised at home to Atalanta 1-1. Scuravi, Moretti, and Cola is the player in the way.
He doesn't mess about there, Cola, either in his man-to-man marking job or when the decision's made that he's got to clear the ball. I think he shows to a lot of players that there is a time and there is a place when to play and when not to play, and when it's on, it's got to get into the stand, he puts it in there.
Piacenza throw. Came off Marocchi. Jacobelli now. Super. All very tight though. Free kick given to Piacenza. Didn't see any contact there.
No, I think even although his feet were on the ground, I think the referee assessed that he was showing his studs, and when you show your studs here in Italy, I think it's more or less a free kick all the time.
Moretti's cross. Fortunato maybe had a call there. Certainly let it go. But he's posed plenty of problems, Moretti, and thought he'd scored until the referee disallowed his effort for De Vitis' push on Jurgen Kohler.
I think he'll reflect on that and find it very harsh. Not just the fact that it was the lad that scored the goal, but I think his team does need the goal. They do need the points, and it could turn out to be a vital decision going against them.
Marocchi. One goal that does count has been scored by Aaron Vinto, the Dutch international for Lazio, at home to the bottom club Lecce. Lazio 1, Lecce 0.
I think that's another incident where the referee has decided that studs were shown, and he considers it a free kick.
Another positive run by Torricelli, but broken up, and here comes Piacenza again, showing plenty of spirit in this game. Their penultimate match in Serie A for this season, maybe for a while if they don't survive. Piovani. Now Super. Brackley with his opposite number, Marocchi. Sort that one out.
Yeah, I think it was initially Zupa started, but I think Marocchi knew what he was doing. I think he was preventing him getting the ball and putting his body in such a position that eventually it was going to be a free kick, and unfortunately for Juventus it's gone in their favour.
Well, let's get another word now from Don Howe. It's certainly not an easy ride so far for Juventus, is it, Don?
They're not playing well at all, really, Peter. In fact, they're looking very sluggish, especially in defence as well. I mean, Kohler's having a lot of problems with De Vitis. He's getting away from him, especially on diagonal balls. And Moretti and Piovani are moving around and giving him a lot of tactical problems. No doubt about it.
Well, some panicking at the back, though, this time from Piovani for Piacenza. Certainly been prominent at the other end. But a miscue has given the throw then to Juventus, taken by Fortunato. This is Baggio. Here comes Polonia. De Vitis. Carinante. Scored an own goal last week, Carinante, and was sent off in the meeting of the two sides earlier in the season when Juventus won by 2-0. Piacenza. Shown some good individual skill at this first half, Piacenza. But the combined efforts then of Baggio and Fortunato, curtailing his progress, but in favour of Piacenza with the free kick, which Piacenza will take. Now the header was a tank one from Moretti, and he knows it too.
I think he'd be disappointed he never even hit the target. You know, well, I think when you're playing in this class, this standard of football, you know, that really goes down as a chance. You've got to hit the target. I don't think Hayden's his strong point, but I think even he'll be disappointed that he never made the mark.
Jürgen Kohler. Just under 10 minutes of the first half to go, and it's Vialli. Jacobelli. This is Super with Piacenza. Plenty of movement about Piacenza. Super now. Covered by Marocchi and pushed by Marocchi.
Well, that was a rather stupid free kick to give away from Marocchi there. Because Super going into a corner there, he can't really create and do anything. I know he's put his team in a position where they could take advantage of that silly free kick and maybe put his team under a lot more pressure than they would have needed to be.
Coach Kanye, very animated down on the touchline, and hoping that his team can make something now of this free kick. Taken by Piacenza. Vialli, who hooked it upfield. Defenders streaming out and harmlessly through for the goal kick. Only Sampdoria have scored more goals than Juventus this season. Sampdoria with 60, Juventus with 57, but they haven't created too many chances in this first half. Thus far, Juventus. Delivio now. Maybe he can get something started for them. Marocchi. Put it on for Baggio, who was always looking for the tackle then of Bologna. A little word of warning for the referee. I don't think he'll tolerate too many more tackles like that. Baggio, not surprisingly, none too happy. Sized down then by Bologna. Marocchi at Merla, organising the free kick. The referee organising how far he wants that wall back. Marocchi's touch off to Merla. And the goalkeeper right behind it. Good save then by the keeper. I wouldn't have thought he had too good a view of that.
No, it was a simple free kick. A lot of power in his shot. He's got his body right behind it. And the main thing he's held on to, because you've got people like Baggio coming in on it. Any loose balls, and it would have been decisive.
Didn't have the best of games last week in the defeat by Roma, Taibi. He excelled himself there with a save from Andy Merla's long-range shot. Piacenza. Too long, though, for De Vitas and co. Vialli. Now copy though, not in his tackle. Laid back by Conte for Merla. This is Julio Cesar. Baggio tangling with Bologna. And the referee says he's the offender. Jacobelli for Piacenza. Now Super. Certainly Juventus, as Don Howe was saying, have looked sluggish in this first half. Maybe a goal for the home side might liven them up a little. Moretti. Wriggling clear until he was brought down. And making absolutely certain that the referee spotted it. Tucked back by Julio Cesar, and a very theatrical dive by Moretti. He needn't have bothered, the whistle had already gone. Well, they can just find a goal here. It will be such a fillip now for Piacenza. Well, they've drawn the goalkeeper out. Copy, who came in at the far post. Certainly caught Peruzzi in two minds. And it's raised the spirits of the crowd now. Moretti with the corner. Super. Who's back there again? Conte. Oh, a dreadful clearance. The pressure stays on Juventus. Route one this time. Moretti. Good skill by him. And he's won another corner.
Yes, not for the first time he's showing he's got good footwork, he's got a few tricks, and he's got a lot of determination.
Caronante. Promising spell for Piacenza. But always this possibility they'll get caught on the counter-attack, which is being led by Baggio. I certainly have the feeling that Baggio is playing within himself, carrying this injury, which has been a problem for him. But he's soldiered on. Hopes it won't affect his World Cup prospects. Jurgen Kohler. Not being invited to come forward. Still Kohler. A rugged challenge on Lucci.
There is a factor there when you look at Juventus. You've got to remember there are a number of these players in the Juventus teams who must be looking. This is the penultimate game. They've got this one out the road, and next week, and then they have a World Cup in front of them, which is someone that, if we take Vialli, if he is brought back into the squad at 30 years of age, is maybe his last opportunity to do something in the big stage. And there's one or two other players that must be going through their mind that they wouldn't want to lose the opportunity. But I would imagine come at half-time, Trapattoni will be asking a lot more than they've given in the first 45 minutes.
And just a couple of those 45 to go. Giovanni with the pass. Next week they have another relegation side, or one of the candidates anyway, to take on Udinese. Last we heard they were 2 up against Cremonese, Udinese. That's still the way of it. So it's quite a scrap going on down at the bottom of the table. Delivio taking the throw for Juventus. Away by Julio Cesar. Now Piovani. It's a good strike, but not close enough to goal again. But he's played with a lot of confidence in the first half, Piovani. He does look one man who might just unsettle Juventus, along with Moretti and certainly De Vitis.
We've most certainly been the most positive team in the first 40-odd minutes, Peter. And I think they'll find themselves going in and a little bit hard done by that they're not in the lead.
Mola. Fortunato. Julio Cesar. One of the overseas players in the Juventus side, none in Piacenza's. Indeed, they only signed a couple of players after coming up from Serie B last season. De Vitis, caught though by Merla. He's had a lead spell lately, Andy Merla. Only one goal in 15 matches now, having got 9 earlier in the campaign. Kohler showing his strength and his power. Julio Cesar. This is Torricelli. Now Conte. The half-time whistle blown by Loris Stafoggia. Certainly a few whistles from the Piacenza fans who feel rather hard done by that referee Stafoggia didn't allow their goal, scored by Moretti, but he decided there was a foul by De Vitis on Jurgen Kohler. Not too many chances, but certainly the more attack-minded side in the first 45 minutes has been the home team, Piacenza. Let's hope for more from Juventus in the second half. Possession 50-50, but not too many opportunities created by Juventus. That's the half-time score then. Piacenza 0, Juventus 0, and we'll be back after the break.
Oh, the approach is so precise and patient and controlled, waiting for that opportunity to arrive. Oh, what a brilliant piece of defending!
How do you protect yourself on the streets? The answer is the Fiat Punto. With side impact bars, a reinforced body shell, and a fire prevention system. There's even the option of driver and passenger airbags. And on the GT model, ABS comes as standard. So it's one of the safest cars in its class. Fiat Punto, the answer.
Very nice of you to take me out to dinner, Money.
Well, it's the least I could do, Access, after everything you've done for me. I remember you helped me move into my first flat. And you were there when checkbook ran out on me.
I even helped you keep in shape.
While Fat Wallet lost a few pounds. And the time you just phoned up and got front row seats for the ear bashers.
How could I forget?
So this one's on me.
The bill, sir.
Oh, dear.
Need any help, Money?
Thanks, Access. Leave a good tip.
Access, your flexible friend.
The light bulbs?
Listen, every bit helps. I'll soon be organising a telethon to cover our monthly bills.
Well, console yourself with the money we'll save with that Abbey National, what's it, home movers deal.
I should think so, too. With the amount of money they've had out of me over the years, you could buy enough of these to give Blackpool Town an inferiority complex.
Skinflint.
OK, Gov, we're ready to go.
Now, you will give the removal men a tip?
Yes. Never put a light bulb in your back pocket.
Abbey National, the habit of a lifetime.
How are you, sir?
Hi,
Nice to see you.
I'm looking for a new car. Like my old car, but with a little
more room.
Yes,
more economy.
lower emissions.
No problem.
Right.
Charlie!
Do you work out? Huh? Texaco's new Clean System 3 is the only fuel to clean not just valves and injectors, but through to the combustion chamber. It gets to work from the first tank full.
Like your old car, but better.
Hey,
What are you trying to pull here?
Let's take her for a test drive.
The full effect isn't immediate, but use it regularly and you could well feel you're in a different car.
I'll take it. In avocado.
New Clean System 3 from Texaco. Test drive it today.
Welcome back to Football Italia. Half-time here at the Stadio Galliano, and appropriately enough, we got some half-time scores for you and a couple of full-time results as well from two games played yesterday, but all in good time. Let's go with today's scores so far. Genoa, a 1-1 with Atalanta. Saurini scoring first for the visitors. Scuravi answering for Genoa. Lazio 2-0 up against the worst team in Serie A, Lecce. Vinter and Crivero getting the goals there. Now 2-0 up to over Parma, Buzo and Ferrara. Piacenza 0-0 with Juventus, as we know. Reggiana similarly 0-0 with Sampdoria. Torino, curiously enough, losing at home 2-0 to Foggia. Giovanni Stroppa getting both goals there. And Udinese 2-0 up over Cremonese. Borgonova and Rossido, the lucky men there. Now, of course, as I say, there were two games brought forward this weekend. Highlights of those coming up, but for the very impatient amongst you, the results were Cagliari 0, Milan 0, in a game of quite stupefying dullness, apparently. And rather more interestingly, 2-2 at home with Roma. Giannini getting on the scoreboard first for the visitors. And answering, then Berti for Inter, and then Capioli putting Roma even right at the end. And Mihalovic apparently missed the penalty in amongst all that. Now, as I say, highlights of those two games coming up later. In a minute or two, Don Howe will be back with his thoughts on the first half here at Piacenza. But now it's time for the best of the Italian action over the last 7 days with our goal of the week.
Yes, your chance to look at some great goals, all contenders for April's Goal of the Month competition. Paul Gascoigne will choose his top selection from these and others to be shown next week. If you eventually agree with his number one choice, you could win a trip to see a top Serie A match of your choice. Those then are goals of the week, and more to follow next Sunday. No cards yet, please.
The new Laguna by Renault. It's all worked out beautifully.
future, where billion-dollar space stations orbit high. Of course, you'd probably rather have a risk-powered Macintosh for under 1,400 pounds plus VAT at 17.5%. Power Macintosh is here, and the future is better than you expected.
The economy could boom. The Deutschmark could fall. Inflation could rise. There could be an oil crisis. The economy could dip. Wall Street could soar. Inflation could fall. The pound could strengthen.
To share your tears whenever you're sad. To face each new day with you, good or bad. I'll never settle for less.
You better phone the restaurant. We'll never be there on time.
There's no need.
You know how I hate being late. I won't be ready.
Don't worry. Everything's under control.
There's a place for everything when you choose Christie's fitted bedrooms.
It's so good to be organised. Now we've got plenty of time.
There. I didn't do too badly, did I?
Neither did I. Choosing Christie's.
To see how Christie's will look in your home, call 0800 566 500 for a free brochure or no obligation appointment. Christie's affordable luxury fitted bedrooms.
I knew you'd forget something.
Bienvenue to the club hot, deep in the throbbing heart of Paris. A slick, chic haven where the dapper denizens of the city by the Seine come to unwind. For here we find the globally renowned antidote to all roughness. Heineken Export, the strong silken lager that's smoother than a cashmere codpiece. Heineken Export, as recommended by your smooth-talking bar steward.
Welcome back to Football Italia. Just getting ready for the second half here between Piacenza and Juventus. Just let me say, I must apologise for the sound as I was going through this half-time scores, and rest assured that if you missed any of them, we will be going through them at the end of the show and with highlights of yesterday's games as well. But right now, time to move across to Don Howe. Don, the first question is, before the second half gets underway, why on earth did they disallow that Moretti goal?
Well, from where we are, James, we couldn't see anything wrong with it, could we? The referee was doing this as though De Vitus had backed into Kohler.
Yes.
But there didn't seem anything wrong, and he definitely wasn't offside because the linesman didn't move. I mean, for me, I thought that was a good goal.
Overall, though, the momentum in the game very much with Piacenza at the moment. Do you see that, Trapattoni probably chewing his squad out in the half-time break. Do you think anything's going to change in the second half?
Well, I was very impressed with the front players for Piacenza. I like De Vitus, the front player who leads the line. He moves about well, and he's given Kohler a lot of problems. I like Moretti. I like Piovani. I mean, they're small little players, but they're clever on the ball. Against, at the other end, Vialli, the so-called star players, and Baggio and Mola, we've hardly seen them, have we, James? You know, they're not doing it today, are they?
Well, I noticed that Ravanelli looks to be warming up. I mean, we may be seeing him come on instead of, in place of Mola or perhaps Vialli.
Yeah, obviously he's going to change one of his front three and try and get a little bit of life up the front. And you can bet he's had the right sorting out in the dressing room.
Well, we'll see what happens now as the second half gets underway in the company of our commentators Joe Jordan and Peter Brackley.
Well, Ravanelli is certainly going to start the second half. We're just looking round to check who he has replaced. Ravanelli, who has weighed in with 9 goals this season, 6 in his last 9 appearances. And the number 16 has often come up trump set for Juve this season. Left out with the return of Vialli. Thrown on for the second half. Trapattoni certainly won't have been at all pleased with his team's display. Very lacklustre. And it's Baggio who has not come out for the second half, so maybe the injury has proved too troublesome for him. Ravanelli on for Roberto Baggio. No goals in the first half, and the best of the opportunities really coming the way of the home side. And certainly a controversial decision to disallow the effort from Moretti. And straight away, an injury for Ravanelli.
That's a nice introduction for Ravanelli. I know he's been in a game, Peter. And he's the sort of guy that will take it to heart. He's a wholehearted player, and he can put himself about. Let's hope he can go up and continue the game.
The foul, I think, was from Polonia. And Ravanelli certainly looking rather distraught at the moment.
I would imagine that Trapattoni has had a few harsh words to say to his players, and I'm sure he'll be trying to get a good reaction from them. But it is difficult when you're a team that's got themselves into such a gear as Juventus did in the first half, and to try and lift that, it's not an easy thing to do. But if they don't, I can't really see them getting anything other than 1 point out the game.
And a yellow card for Polonia. Not his first offence of the game, that's for sure. And enough is enough, says the referee. Lucci, the sweeper, with the header, and then back by Polonia to Massimo Taibi. Devitis, and the sharp turn by him. Piovani now. Support from Caranante, and they need to get him down this left flank a little more than they did in the first half. Super! Shot was only half charged down. Piovani, good tackle though by Torricelli. A vital challenge by the Juventus defender then. Here's Merla. Ravanelli. Not too easily dealt with by Lucci.
I think what you've seen there when that ball was played, you had Vialli who made a beeline to the chap on the ball and was asking for support there. I mean, he is a player that's renowned for his ability, but what he was wanting to express there was closing down, and he was looking for his teammates to give him a hand, and the result of him actually a Piacenza player putting the ball out of touch, so they've won possession back.
Well, a lively opening anyway to the second half. We certainly needed it. Jacobelli. Jacobelli again. On to De Vitis. Here's Moretti. Out by Delivio. Macoppi with the header down. And the free kick given to Piacenza. Conte's tackle on Jacobelli. Papais just touched off then to Caranante. Now Piovani. And Peruzzi colliding with his own defender then. Fortunato. Misunderstanding at the back. And it's there! Jacobelli. No. He's just allowed it. Well, offside, it has to be. Storm of protest around the ground. Moretti's cross now. Well, there were 3-4 players around the 6-yard box.
Well, it's initially come from an indecision between the goalkeeper and Fortunato, and it resulted in the ball going out there, but when the crosses come in, I, at that particular moment, didn't notice anyone in an offside position. That's another harsh decision that's going against Piacenza.
Well, it was a free header for Jacobelli. Caranante, well thought maybe he was offside. Fortunato back on his feet now. He was the player involved in the misunderstanding at the back with Peruzzi. But certainly an escape then for Juventus. And I'm sure Luigi Cagni, the coach of Piacenza, will have plenty to say about 2 disallowed goals. He's been very critical of referees lately, and after a recent game here, the draw with Cremonese, 500 fans besieged the referee's room. Don't think they were searching for autographs. Moretti. There's a real zest about Piacenza's play now. Moretti trying to wriggle past Marocchi.
You've certainly got to feel for Piacenza. I mean, they're the ones that are certainly looking to win the game, and to be perfectly honest, the decisions that have went against them seem very, very harsh indeed.
Moretti. If they could just find a goal, Piacenza, it would certainly force Juventus maybe to offer a little more. Super. No lack of determination about Piacenza. But can they break through? Carinante. On for Jacobelli. Here's Piovani. Out by Fortunato. And into the path of Delivio. Torricelli. Still Torricelli. Muller. And that will have to go down as a serious miss by the German international Andy Muller, who has lost his touch in front of goal.
Well, it's great persistence here by Torricelli, and he's picked him out. He's had plenty of time. He's showed the composure he needed, but that left foot shot, I mean, he's got to look at that as a disaster of a miss.
I don't think that Torricelli could believe that all his efforts there were in vain. Here's Super now, being chased back by Ravanelli. But certainly a better game now, anyway.
Yes, livened up. The decisions that have went against Piacenza has not affected them in their determination to continue to try and go and get the winner. And it's also wakened up Juventus a little bit.
Vociferous support from the home crowd. Moretti with the kick. There's Torricelli's header. Down by Papais. Now Carinante. Down by Vialli. Certainly would appear that Carinante has been instructed to get further forward down this left flank. In the absence of Turini, out through suspension today, Piovani's had a more withdrawn role. Although he has been very lively, he's to operate from a deeper position. So there's been a lack of support down the flank. Oh, just hit wide then by Jacobelli again. Well, he was in the right place once more.
Nice little free kick that, and he's got away from his marker, Jacobelli, and it just scrums past the wrong side of the post.
And Peruzzi, the busier of the two goalkeepers. Udinese, I'm hearing now, have scored again, so they're 3 up now at home to Cremonese. A second goal for Borgonovo. Oh, that's exquisite control then by Piovani. How can he finish here? Well, that would have been some goal by Piovani.
Well, we found Piovani on the other side of the part which he was working on, and he was in the first half he was all down the right. Now he's all down the left. He's predominantly right-footed, and he showed there. He came inside and he had a shot. So I think that'll be a tactic that he'll use more so in this half.
Delivio to Torricelli. Click on from Vialli. And asking too much of Delivio.
Cambio, mister, cambio.
Now a substitution being made by Piacenza. Ferrante coming on to replace Jacobelli, who did seem to be labouring with an injury. Ferrante, the former Napoli striker, has got 4 goals this season. And has been a fairly regular choice in recent matches, but left on the bench today. He's spreading the play wide to Polonia.
I think they've changed it again, Peter. I think Piovani's went to the right-hand side again. He's gone wide down there with the entrance of Ferranti.
Here's Ferranti now. Moretti. Piovani. Out by Jurgen Kohler. Super back in again. And, Ferranti way off the target. But again, Juventus not looking too comfortable at the back.
No, they're putting a lot of pressure on Piacenza, and in that particular instant there, it's maybe the one time that De Vita's didn't realise he had more time than he actually demonstrated. He headed it on where he maybe could have pulled it down.
Good header then by Makopi. Here's Moretti. Piovani, he was actually the top scorer in the Piacenza side this season with 6. Julio Cesar. So strong at the back, the Brazilian. Just shrugs players aside. Conte. Now Delivio. Ravanelli. Delivio with Conte. Super. Ferranti. Here's Piovani. Effervescent character. Out there by Torricelli. Muller. Muller away from Moretti. Ravanelli appeals for offside. Well, the referee turned away. And off go Piacenza in possession anyway. De Vitas. Piovani. Crossover was too long.
At the end of it was a bad ball, but I just sense, if it's possible, more purpose and more belief about Piacenza. In the first half, they gave us the majority of the exciting moments in the 45 minutes. And they start off the second half, I would say, with more belief and more purpose. And I think if they continue like that, I think they'll get the goal that their play deserves. If they're, and I think they will be conscious of the fact that they've still got Juventus players that can do them damage on the break.
Piovani. Well, the feeling grows that if anyone is going to create some damage for Piacenza, it's this man, Piovani. Been part of the club's triumphant march up to Serie A over the past few seasons. Piovani. This is Vialli for Juventus. Adjusting with Polonia. Held it up well then, Vialli. Muller now, on for Ravanelli. Well-timed tackle though by Makopi. Lucci.
That was a great tackle there by Makopi, because Ravanelli was ready to play a 1-2 with Muller, and he would have been straight in on goal.
Foul on Ferranti. Moretti. Ferranti. Carinante. Almost got through then. Conte is ever beavering away. Candy so anxious for his side to snatch a goal. Moretti. Here's Moretti now. Charged down by Kohler. Vialli. We've had an hour, still no goals. And still Piacenza looking the more likely scores, but maybe not, because here's Ravanelli. And a last-ditch save by Taibi.
Well, that sums up what can happen. It's been all Piacenza, and it's a great ball with Delivio there, and Ravanelli goes on to it. The ball's in. I mean, it's going to go in, and the keeper just gets a few of the touches to save his team in that particular moment. It was a great save and a great movement by Juventus.
Merlo with the corner. A crucial save by Taibi. Now, Piacenza come thrusting forward again. Moretti denied. Here's Vialli. Merlo. He was certainly looked more interested in the second half than he did in the first. Marocchi. Wide of him is Delivio. Marocchi. Good turn by him. Not enough, though, to beat Taibi. Marocchi, who's taken over the captain's armband in the second half, with Roberto Baggio not coming out. And we can only presume through injury. Bologna's attempted cross. Giovanni. And the service again, not quite good enough. Certainly nothing to examine the qualities of Peruzzi. He's been beaten twice, but both goals disallowed by referee Stavalja. Who will not be the most popular man in Piacenza tonight.
I don't think he'll be in Piacenza tonight, Peter. I think he'll go out as soon as he
He'll
can.
be away. I think he'll leave before the end if he's got any sense. Carinanti. Moretti. Marocchi fighting for it, but losing out to De Vitis. Moretti still going through. Oh, a tackle there, Torricelli and Moretti. And the referee having to settle this particular argument. Moretti, well, went crashing to the ground as if he'd been hit by a torpedo or something. Yellow card for Moretti. I think for Torricelli as well, but certainly Moretti over-dramatised the situation. Here's Torricelli's tackle outside the box. Torricelli claims a dive. And again, the referee at the centre of a storm.
Well, I don't see how he can book both players. Either one's faking it or one's done it.
Here's Moretti now.
And to be perfectly honest, I think it was Moretti that over-exaggerated the incident, and I think he would deservedly get the yellow card. But Torricelli, I think, he's made the entrance in the tackle there. The referees decided it wasn't a free kick, so I don't understand why he has taken a yellow card.
Well, maybe on the second incident, Torricelli was an offender as well, but the referee presumably decided the first tackle was a fair one, and that Moretti had dived. All very unsavoury. Two more yellow cards. And it's Lucci in possession now then for Piacenza. Super. Again, too close to Peruzzi. Hasn't really had that many saves to make as such. Piovani. Hit by Super. Again, good awareness shown by Torricelli. Here's Delivio. Torricelli on for Vialli. Conte. Marocchi. Played on for Ravanelli. Marocchi again. Finding Torricelli. And Vialli's claim that he might have been impeded. Cutting no ice for the referee. Piacenza now. He's gone a long, long way. And in the end, Morocco got a foot in. But here's Super. Still they can't get a shot in on goal. Delivio.
I think the final ball is just an area, maybe a Piacenza's game that could be improved. They've got quite a number of crossing positions, and it's let them down a little bit. You mentioned there that Peruzzi hasn't had much to do, and that really is due to the lack of quality of that final ball. And you can sense the crowd that they're right behind their team. They're giving them everything. What I don't think should happen is that Piacenza loses their discipline. They've got a point. I think if they continue to play the way that they are and put pressure and continually put pressure on Juventus, that goal that they deserve, I think, will come.
Giovanni, the cross. Plucked out of the air, though, by Peruzzi. I think the extra excitement that's being generated around the ground is due to a goal scored by Sampdoria, and that is away to Reggiana, who, of course, are one of the major rivals in the battle to avoid the relegation trapdoor. Reggiana losing at home to Sampdoria. Amoruso, the young striker, has given Sampdoria the lead. Sampdoria in third place at the start of today's match is a point behind Juventus. And it's now Genoa 2, Atalanta 1, so they've come from behind. Ciocci with the second goal for Genoa. Super. Carinante.
Sometimes, Peter, information like that comes through from the terraces where other results are so vital to the team. It can have a strange effect on them. I mean, I think they've got to be positive, Piacenza, and try and go and get the 2 points. Maybe the information has been passed on that Reggiana and the other teams down there are losing or are in a position that is favourable to Piacenza. But I think they've just got to concentrate on their own game, their own performance, and not let be affected by the results elsewhere.
Defensive switch being made by Juventus as Marotti's cross. Well, they'll claim anything now, Piacenza, wanting a penalty for that. De Vitis with Jurgen Kohler. Certainly nothing wrong with the Germans' challenge. Yeah, Carrera's come on for Fortunato. Fortunato, who hasn't had the best of games and was injured a short while ago anyway. So Carrera brought on to replace him. Julio Cesar with the free kick. Finding Jurgen Kohler. Ravanelli. Piacenza will certainly love to win the game, but equally so, they can't afford to lose it. Vialli. Moretti. Down by Carrera. The season has been hampered by injuries. Mola. Now Ferrante bringing Piacenza out. Piacenza. Ferrante holding off the challengers till he was tripped from behind.
I think you've got to hand it to Ferrante. As soon as he receives a ball there, I mean, he's positioned his body in such a way that the only way that a Juventus player can get the ball is producing a free kick, and I think it was in the back of Ferrante's mind all the time. And let's see if we can get something from this.
The volume of noise is up around the stadium. Hopes are high for Piacenza with 20 minutes left. They seek the goal that will really lift their chances of staying in Serie A for another season. Deflected straight into the wall. Super chasing. Juventus with everybody back in their own half defending. Bologna. Carinante. Another foul on Ferrante, who's grappling with Conte. And the volume of noise went down a few decibels a moment or so ago as the news came through that Reggiana have now equalised. Esposito. Once against Sampdoria. Reggiana 1, Sampdoria 1. Carinante with a free kick for Piacenza. Marcopi's challenge. And it's a goal kick. Don Howe, your views on how the match is shaping up now as we go into the final 20 minutes.
Well, Peter, yes, the crowd are reacting to the score coming in from Reggiana, but they're acting more from the referee's decisions. I mean, he's having one of those games, the referee. Obviously, if a linesman puts a flag up, he has to give offside, but that second goal really was... it looked a good goal to everyone here.
Ferrante. Now Moretti. Pepais. Hit by Super.
No, I think that's a particular incident that explains that one of the few problems that Piacenza have had. I mean, their general play has been good, the pass and control, the possession and pressure they put on, but the final ball, the final cross has been like that, where Peruzzi has collected about 90% and with ease.
Marocchi. On for Vialli. I think a hand snaked out then. Marcopi claiming he's the innocent party. Well, Vialli was tumbled. Maybe a handball as well. So a test for Piacenza now. No Badger on the field, but Merla always a threat on the free kicks. Vialli as well, and Revanelli too, who does possess a fearsome shot. Who's your money on here, Joe?
I think Vialli's going to take. I think he's just looking for a yard. He's just looking for a view of the goals. I think Ravanelli, just a little touch to Mula, just giving him the sight, just changing the angle, just giving him a view of the goals. It's important that the wall stays firm, doesn't break.
That's where the referee wants the wall to be. Whether it will stay there, I don't think so. Vialli, and they all descend on him. Can't believe they were 10 yards away. Marocchi. Delivio to Torricelli, who's had another excellent game for Juventus. Here's Conte now. Up towards Vialli, who was shaping up for the bicycle kick. Piovani, Carinante's pass. Now Moretti. Bologna going forward. Super. Moretti. How can Super get his cross in from here? Ferrante. Just too many defenders. Now comes Torricelli. Out of play. Another substitution being made. Moretti coming off, and Ferrazzoli is going to replace him. Moretti, who's had a good match for Piacenza and thought he'd scored in the first half until the referee ruled otherwise. Replaced now then by Giuseppe Ferrazzoli.
I think he's getting to the stage now, looking at Kanye there near the coach. I think he wants to play now. I think he's getting that desperate and realising that time is slipping away.
Well, chances have been at a premium throughout this game. But they'll be discussing the two disallowed goals long into the night here at Piacenza. The referee, the man at the centre of the controversy, which is not good news for Joe Jordan, who's getting a lift from him to the airport. Piovani. Could be an armoured car, Joe.
I think it would need to be. I think it certainly need to be disguised.
Piovani. Back into the danger zone again. Julio Cesar standing firm. Not too much has got past him. Here's Marocchi. Now Ravanelli. No good work to win it back again by Pepais. Now Piovani. Pepais, bit of space for him. Verrazzoli. There's a poor cross there, really. Ferrante. Little deflection. And all the promise comes to nothing.
I think when you consider all the implications of what this result could possibly mean to Piacenza, you've got a club that has never played in the Serie A until this particular season. And now they have a result that when I say goes against, I mean, at this moment in time they've got a point, but they should have two. And I think the players, they have been a credit to their city, but really, it could be at the end of the day a point which is lost through no fault of their own. That could be decisive whether they stay in Serie A or go back down to Serie B.
Julio Cesar. Vialli quickly closed down though by Macopi. Verrazzoli. Lucci. On by Supa. This is Piovani. Constant irritation to Juventus today, Piovani. Verrazzoli. Again, Juventus have pulled just about everybody back in defence. Long cross towards Piovani. Verrazzoli. Piovani. And out for the corner. Juventus holding on. He's been a real menace, Piovani. And if anyone deserves a goal, he does. De Vitis in there hoping. Piovani with the corner. Marcopi has come up from the back as well. And there is Marcopi trying to make a challenge. Down by De Vitis. Shot from Carananti. And a magnificent save by Peruzzi. Fabulous stop. Well, that was right out of the top drawer, the save then from Peruzzi. As Carananti fired it through, and it seemed destined for the net. Until Peruzzi pulled off a wonder save. Stayed on his line this time. Supa didn't really get hold of it though. Oh, the foot was up from Marcopi. More in frustration than anything else. Not Piacenza's day.
No, I think that bit sums it up. Yeah, I mean, Carananti's hit it, he's got it on target. I mean, I think Peruzzi didn't know much about it. It's just pure instinct that's prevented it from going into the net. But he hits it here, and it's bending away, and the keeper, as I say, I was thinking it was pure instinct. It was a marvellous save.
Well, the reactions of Angelo Peruzzi certainly saved Juventus then. Pepais. Carananti, the man who was denied. Verrazzoli couldn't get the better though of Jurgen Kohler. Here's Conte. Carananti in quickly, and he caught Conte then. Carananti is so close to a goal, and what a difference that would have made. But they have struggled to stay up, Piacenza. I think whatever happens, it's all going to go to the last week of the season anyway. All the struggling sides with one game to go after today.
Yeah, I think Carinanti, I don't think he meant to, but he's certainly shown his studs there. And he's certainly caught him. They're just above the ankle. Conte seems in a lot of pain.
I don't think the type of player to feign an injury. Well, is this the last we're going to see of Trapattoni in Italian football for a while with his proposed move to Bayern Munich? At the moment, he's more concerned about the fitness or otherwise of Conte. Antonio Conte has been such a key figure for Juventus this season. A copy. Carinanti with a throw. Head off by Ferrante. Now Bologna. The referee again ruling in favour of Juventus. As Piovani trying to make progress down the right. Julio Cesar with a rather strange free kick that finds Conte, who seems to be okay again. Ravanelli. Ravanelli. Linking with Marocchi. And here's Vialli, who turns so well. And couldn't beat the goalkeeper, Massimo Taibi. He fashioned that chance for himself, and really, Vialli, with his awareness in the penalty box.
That would have been an injustice there, but you've got to, I mean, Vialli, who's been pretty anonymous through no fault of his own. I mean, he's not had much support at all. But he got that opportunity, back to goal, knew where the goals were, and just a half turn, and he got his shot on target.
Canny still hoping that his team can prize an opening. Carrera away for Juventus. Only his father was super. Julio Cesar. Vialli back defending. Delivio away. Conte ran straight into Carinanti. But he was the culprit. Carinanti, says the referee. I don't think he could do too much about that. Conte running straight into it. Anyway, here's Jurgen Kohler. It's now Lazio 3, Lecce 0, incidentally. A goal from the Croatian Alan Boksic. Lecce already relegated. Lazio to qualify for UEFA Cup place next season. I think Paul Gascoigne may be watching today. All the best to you, Gazza. Hope the recovery is coming on well enough from the injury, and he'll be certainly heartened by that news. Lazio 3 up against Lecce. Papais. Ferrante's reverse pass to him. Conte battling for it. Here's Delivio. Now Carinanti on for Ferrante. Julio Cesar with time to clear. Very composed at the back then. But in fairness, not under too much pressure. Ferrante with the cross. Super. Marocchi was in his path. Super again. Ferrante, who was onside. Out by Torricelli. Vialli's header. Ravanelli now. No, Bologna just nicks it away from him.
Qui anche per farla studiare, perché riteniamo importante anche l'intercambio.
Giù. Dai qui, vai su.
Su dove?
Piano, vai sul campo.
Segui l'azione.
And apologies for the interruptions we're having at the moment. Your usual viewing.
Giocatori molto lentamente, Massimo, molto lento.
Not to worry, it's a goal kick to Juventus.
Stai sulla palla.
Not sure if it was a quiz show or talk show we were viewing there for a minute, Joe, but no change in the score anyway. Most of the attacking in the second half has come from Piacenza, but managing to perforate Juventus's defence is another matter. Although they will certainly feel they should have had at least one goal, having had two turned down by the referee. This is Delivio now. Away from Caranante. And again, apologies for the loss of our normal pictures. I think we have now managed to re-establish them. Delivio with a free kick for Juventus. There are 3 minutes remaining. A lot of activity in the penalty box, pushing certainly from Vialli.
I think with these final few minutes, I think all Juventus will want to do is just retain possession of the ball, whether it's in their own half or where we are at this moment in time, maybe better up in the Piacenza half. You've got to feel a little bit sorry for Piacenza. I mean, they've done everything. The only thing I would be critical of is the final ball into the box, but
well, is this one going to be good enough? No. Julio Cesar comes away with it again. And quite a game at Udinese. It's now 3-3. They were 3-0 down, Cremonese, and they've battled back. Udinese 3, Cremonese 3. Tentoni with the equaliser. We'll have a look at the bottom of the table and bring you all the other results, of course, after this game has ended. Conte sweeps it wide to Carrera. Merla. This is Marocchi. Delivio, almost into the last minute. Ravanelli. Cross was too long, though, for Vialli. Piacenza survive. And the ball boy can't get the ball quickly enough. Ravanelli unable to supply the cross that Vialli wanted. Ferrazzoli. We're now into the final minute. Papais. Here's Caranante. Out by Delivio. Refreshment for Ravanelli. Ferrante. Here's Caranante. Well, they will certainly regard themselves as very unfortunate not to have won this game, Piacenza. Subject to the referee's whim, with the 2 chances turned down. Wow, super! There's still time for Piacenza to snatch it right at the last. Papais. Injury time, we're into now. Piovani. Little shimmy from him. Now he can get his cross in. De Vitis was in there, but Delivio Eventually able to clear, but only as far as Ferrazzoli. Julio Cesar now. Thundering his way out of defence until he was brought down by Ferrazzoli.
I think Ferrazzoli just committed that foul out of pure frustration, I think. You know, I think he realises time's passed and then that the opportunities that they had, they've gone. And they just need to settle for the point at which they more than deserve.
Ravanelli. Well, they certainly have a chance still to stay up. But it's very tight down there at the bottom of the table. May well go to a playoff situation after the final day. But here's Torricelli now, persevering down the flank. Ferrazzoli almost miskicked it. Super. The Papais. Piovani. Way by Cola. Carinante was the more positive player there. Torricelli now to Delivio. Carinante again in very strongly. Delivio, that's a foul. Urgent instructions from the coach, Kanye. And a desperate lunge by Delivio on Carinante. Tremendous support now for Piacenza. All the pressure on Juventus. In the final few seconds, Carinante's free kick. It's Conte who headed clear. Super. But no, it's all over. The final whistle blown by referee Stafoggia, whose decision to disallow 2 goals for Piacenza will be the main talking point here. And also a stunning save by Peruzzi to keep out a shot from Carinante. Joe Jordan, your summing up of the match.
Well, we see the man going off the pitch, and I think he has been the most important figure of the whole afternoon. I think he's certainly, without being too critical of him, I think he's denied Piacenza the points that they deserve. For Piacenza, I think their work rate and the way they imposed themselves on the game was a credit to him. As I did say towards the end of the game, I think the only way I could be critical of them was the final ball into the box. I think the quality of that was missing. Juventus, I think they came for a point. I think they were happy with a point, and I think they got maybe more than what they deserved. They were a wee bit disappointed in a number of their players. And all I hope that Piacenza, what they've shown us today, they stay up and they remain in Serie A for next season.
Well, let's look back on some of the highlights. At first, the disallowed goal that Moretti tucked away.
Well, it's a ball that's played in here, and all De Vitis is doing is making a challenge for the ball, which has resulted in Kula having a misplaced header, and Moretti has volleyed that into the net. I don't see anything wrong with this at all. If this particular incident was being in English football, you would nothing. If anything, Julio Cesar has imposed himself on De Vitis.
Here's a save from Peruzzi, which he just had to tip over the bar from Super. And we were thinking there, maybe if it had been De Vitis on the end rather than the other way around there, could have been a goal.
Yeah, I think if De Vitis had been in that particular position, I'm sure his instinct would have put it into the net.
Well, that's the second one, and we can only presume offside. There were 3 players around the 6-yard box there.
Yeah, it's one of the few quality balls that have been played in. It's put in, and it's cleared the first man.
Nothing wrong with Iacobelli's header in terms of accuracy, anyway.
No, Iacobelli has come in and he's placed it there, and like everyone else, he can't believe that it's been disallowed.
Now here's a save at the other end. Ravanelli going through, and he might have won it for Juventus here.
Yeah, this is the format to the game, the way that Juventus played it. They played on the break. It's a lovely ball played by De Vitis here, with Delivio. He's played it in, and Ravanelli has put it in, and that was in the net there, out.
Now this was the shot from Carinante as Juventus struggled to clear, came back there maybe off Delivio, And that's a tremendous reaction save.
Well, that just about sums up Piacenza's day. The cross has gone in. It's been cleared and it's been laid down in one manner or means by De Vitas, and it's been struck superb by bending away from the goalkeeper, and he's pushed it over the bar.
So there we are, a goalless draw. We'll have all the other scores at the latest league tables in a moment, but first let's go back to Don Howe and James Richardson. James?
Well, up here on the gantry with Don Howe, we can look down on a Piacenza crowd going home fairly unsatisfied with the afternoon's result, I think, Don.
I wouldn't think they'd be unsatisfied with their team's performance.
No.
You know, football can be a very frustrating thing, James, every now and again. You know, you can play well, but if you don't get a little bit of luck or you don't get a referee's decision, then it goes against you. But I think the crowd have gone away really frustrated with the referee's decisions rather than their home team's performance.
Well, this is a side that they brought up from Serie B, Piacenza, last year, making very few changes, and they've got by on a lot of hard work this year. Do you think, I mean, having seen their performance and rating it against some of the performances from other Serie A teams this year, do you think they deserve to go down?
I thought it was fairly impressive. Yeah. I was very impressed with their front players. Moretti and Piavani, good on the ball, nice dribblers, can take people on. And I thought De Vitas, as leading the line, made some super positions to have the ball played up to him. I thought they did everything they could do.
OK, one final question. Juventus are making a lot of noise about next year. They're building a squad around Vialli, who's rediscovered his form, obviously Baggio as well. Do you think on this afternoon's performance they are shaping up to a team that could challenge Milan?
Well, they didn't play well today. So you really can't judge it on today. I suppose you would judge it on last week's performance against Lazio. Yeah. I think Vialli is an outstanding player. You can't build a team around one player. You've got to have a lot of good players, you know, to make a team.
All right. Well, we'll be getting a look at the rest of the full-time results from the penultimate day of the season with Peter Brackley in a minute or two. But first of all, he's going to take us through the highlights of the games played yesterday, starting with Cagliari-Milan.
Successive victories have taken Roma from the threat of relegation to a possible place in Europe for next season. A goal by Giuseppe Giannini after 14 minutes opened the scoring against Inter. But it took Inter only 8 minutes to draw level, this through the ever-impressive Davide Fontelan. Then on the stroke of half-time, Orlando brought down Carboni, and Roma had the chance to regain their lead from the penalty spot. But Mihailovic missed his kick to make sure the score stayed level at the half-time break. With 20 minutes left in the game, Inter went ahead for the first time. Nicola Berti claimed his third goal in as many weeks. His splendid performances since recovering from injury have certainly strengthened his claims for a place in Italy's forthcoming World Cup finals squad. Well, still the scoring wasn't over. 8 minutes from time, a miscue from Mihailovic was diverted past Walter Zenga by Capioli to make it 2-2. That's the way it finished. Roma unbeaten now in 7 matches. Well, in Sardinia, Milan played their first game as the 1994 champions. Fabio Capello taking the chance to rest several first-team players, including Franco Baresi, in what turned out to be a pretty low-key fixture. It was Brian Laudrup, who today has been strongly linked with a possible move to Arsenal, who went closest to scoring for Milan. Both sides seem to settle over a point, although Cagliari are still threatened by relegation. 0-0, the final score, this Milan's 4th consecutive draw in Serie A. Now, running through the other results from today. Genoa have beaten Atalanta by 2-1. Scuravi and Ciocci for Genoa, Saurini for Atalanta. Lazio 3, Lecce 0, Vinter, Crovero and Boksic. Napoli 2, Parma 0, Busso and Ferrara. Reggiana 1, Sampdoria 1. Amoruso giving Sampdoria the lead. Esposito replying for Reggiana. Torino 1, Foggia 4. 2 goals there for Stropper, Bresciani and Roy. The other scorers, Gregucci sent off for Torino, whose lone goal came from Silenzi, his 17th of the season. And Udinese 3, Cremonese 3. What a match there. 2 goals for Borgonovo. Rossito with the other one for Udinese. Pedroni, Lucarelli and Tentoni for Cremonese. Maspero missed a penalty for Cremonese. Final score there, Udinese 3, Cremonese 3. Top of the table, a 5-point lead then for Milan, the champions over Juventus. Sampdoria in 3rd place, a further point behind. Down at the bottom of the table, Lecce and Atalanta, of course, already relegated, and it's quite a scrap now to decide who goes down with them. Piacenza still 4th to bottom, level on points there with Reggiana on 29. Top scorers, Signori 21, Zola 18, Baggio and Silenzi on 17. And that's it from this afternoon. Don't forget, of course, Paul Gascoigne with Gazzetta Football Italia on Saturday, 11 o'clock. And we'll be back with another live game on Sunday afternoon, 2:45. Join us then. Goodbye.